Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you, let me buy you a drink. I'm T-Pain, you know me. Convict music, nappy Bowie. I know the club close at 3. What's the chances of you rolling with me? Oh, she vibing, she rolling, she rolling. She climbing that bowling, yeah. She tripping, she playing, she playing. I'm not going nowhere, girl, I'm staying. I gotta tell her how I feel. I gotta let her hear the best love song she's ever heard in her life. Oh, and now we got the whole stadium in love, like yeah. Oh no, now we got the whole stadium in love, like yeah. Ooh, and I'ma take you home with me. Yeah. Shawty, what you think about that? I be in the gray Cadillac in the bed like ooh, in the bed like ooh. I'm in love with a stripper. Oh, I think I found the one. And my baby girl gon' give me a son. I found a girl that can do both. She ballin' with the crew and she just like me. And all she wanna do is touch bridges, get money. Touch bridges, get money. Touch bridges, get money. Touch bridges. She made us drinks and drink. We drunk 'em, and now I think she thinks I'm cool. I like the bartender. Oh, I'm at the bar with her. Now we got the whole stadium in love, like yeah. Oh no, now we got the whole stadium in love, like yeah. Ooh, and I'ma take you home with me. Yeah. Shawty, what you think about that? I be in the gray Cadillac in the bed like ooh, in the bed like ooh. We in the bed like ooh.
Steady, are you ready? What's going on? Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? What's going on? Cold, fresh air. Feel the melody that's in the air. I'm down, take a look around. What's going down? However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me? Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. Cold, fresh air. Feel the melody that's in the air. Oh yeah. I'm down, take a look around. Oh, it's going down. However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me?
Good. Let's do a sound check. Are we here? Let's make sure we're in the building. Let me make sure the lights are right. Roz, I told you I was that guy back in the day, bro. I'm telling you. I'm just quiet about it. People knew that I was a DJ, bro, but I was one of the dopest. I'm telling you, I DJ'd in the era, bro, when music was just that. You feel me? Like, I would never be a DJ today trying to DJ Sexy Reds and all this old crazy stuff. I mean, the beats are hot, but I don't know if I could really touch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. But I'm telling you, back in the day, bro, I was burning up turntables in Cincinnati. I was burning up turntables in New Jersey. And I went overseas and burned out turntables. Any of my brothers or my sisters that I grew up with in Europe, please chime in today if you can. I'm telling you, bro, Penny Ford was the shit in Europe when Snap came out. I knew about that album. I was working with that album before y'all even seen it, heard of it, all of that. Came back to the United States of America with an album, Snap. You got to understand something. This record was like an underground record in Europe, almost a year before the United States even seen it. And it was The Power. Penny know this. Somebody tag Penny. Ask Penny if I'm bullshitting on this. No, I'm sorry I had to put that cuss word in there. But Penny and them, they was working. They were working before this. She'll tell you. It ain't been easy. I don't know. You ever heard Penny say that I'm a one hit, like I'm an overnight sensation? No, she ain't gonna never say that because they put that work in. I was there. I seen it. I was over there. She was working. You see what I'm saying? She was working. Penny and them was doing clubs. I was DJing and Snap would come in. They were doing clubs. That has not always been it's always been a jam, but it has not always been worldwide. I'm telling y'all, Penny and them was working their asses off. Just like anybody else that first come out. You got to promote the album, and they did it overseas. And I'm telling you, I was in the studio. I come back to the Cincinnati area before that album was even out, and I had it in my crate. Like, I had it in my hand. It didn't even look like the same album cover. I had it. It was what they used to call a promotional copy. It wasn't out yet. So I let my partners hear it. And, they, of course, us, when you got something nobody else got, they think you lying. Like the record was fake. Like you heard this shit and how hard it was thumping. I got the power. You heard how it was stomping. It was smacking. It was hard as hell, especially when it first came out. When it first came out, it sounded better than ever. It just didn't war on you. You know the breaks and you know that certain areas that's about to hit. It don't catch you off guard. You understand? It don't really catch you off guard, but it's still that thing. You feel me? It's still that thing. If you don't believe me, check it out. go. Let's get it. Let's get it. I can't just some of these songs, yo, they make us feel that age again. They hard to cut off. I'm telling you, they're hard to cut off. Now, I normally would do something like that on a Friday. You know what I'm saying? I normally would do something like that on a Friday. So, you know, I guess what is today? Tuesday? Yeah. So it makes it a little bit, you know, make it a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit. Go off, Randall. Y'all want me to go off a little bit? Y'all want me to go off a little bit before we get started? I mean, I can. If y'all really want me to, I can. You feel me? Like, y'all want me to do a little something? Oh, man, I got an old, well, I don't know. Should I do it? Should I do it? Who want to hear one slick one? Who want to hear one slick one before we get out of here? Before we get started on our thing? Huh? Do it, Sean. I only needed a reason. Check it out.
G-Mix for kings only. Right about now. G-Mix. Yeah. Snoop Dogg.
That's right.
They say you can't spell the West without the ES.
That's right.
Real kings, man.
Right.
Hey, yo, Jiggle.
Right
I
now.
want you to take off on this track, man.
Okay,
Like
Snoop.
only you can. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hold up, I wanna rock right now. My name is Hov and I came to shake the town. Yeah, your boy's internationally known, but I'm from the hood, got a pocket full of stones. I used to cop raw bait, turn it into easy rock, just to stay Dougie fresh. All that's the easy rock. Used to chef Raekwon, give fiends a ghost face. Y'all know my forte, I just might catch a dope case. I mastered the D with connects in the Midwest, so I'm heavy in the D. The boys still snoop around since the pup. I've been corrupting up with the dog pound. Rock Nation is the gang now. She dope lyrics, the only thing I slang now. I get the job done, I put the cane down. There's no biggie, I'm just a king now.
It's a problem, but shake it down. Good looking out, ho. And you do know that. 2010, Big Snoop Dogg at it again. Malice in Wonderland. G-Mix, I was a fiend before I became a teen. I melted instead of cones of ice cream. I'm orientated.
One more before I go.
Yeah. Holla if you hear me. Yeah. Here we go, turn it up, let's start. From block to block, we're snatching hearts and jacking marks. And the punk police can't fake me a minute. We can have peace someday, G. But right now I got my mind set up. Looking down the barrel, I'm not get up. Cause it's time to make the payback back to my brothers on the block. Better stay strapped, black, and accept no substitutes. I bring truth to the youth, tear the roof over old school. Oh no, I won't turn the other cheek. In case you can't see us while we burn the other week. Now we got them in the smash, blast. How long will it last till the pro get more cash? Until then, raise up till my young black
enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Check this out. About a black or white thing, cause that will cause conflict and make this illegit. But your definition of legit and illegitimate is confusing. Now the redhead wanna say to make things clearer, cause in about a year or two, what you do is take a look up in the mirror, and what you see is the image of hate that you shed upon the others, the sisters, and your brothers. Now, in my opinion, you need someone to teach. The whole world is acting like a giant Howard Beach. I asked my man Victor what he used to do for fun. He said he learned to shoot a gun before the age of 21. Crime and abortion, all kinds of my distortion. This is very important, but just a little caution. Of what you can do, that's a clue, and it's true. Yo, don't want a brand new sweater and make your life better and do the right thing. You got to do the right thing. Do the right thing. You got to do the right thing. Brothers are stealing and dealing and big wheeling, and to a younger mind, that stuff is a feeling.
Okay, let's not do the right thing. Ross said, cut that off. He ain't about doing the right thing. All right, hey, look, I'm in a great mood, so it's going to be a horrible show. Y'all know how that is. Well, hey, Denise Davis, sister, I almost played Pump It. I almost played Pump It Hottie. The redhead, the other one. So I thought I'd be a nice guy and just play Do the Right Thing. I like that jam. I like that cut. It was a good cut. I played it for a fraction of its entire, it was probably about a 6-minute record. I might have played about a minute of it. You know what I'm saying? And, it had the Teddy Riley swing. So it had the New Jack swing thing to it. So we good. We good. What's good with everybody today? How we doing? We all right? Microphone tight. We tight on the mic. Y'all know it's going to be a slow day today. Gonna be a slow day today. Everybody was waiting for me to hit the ceiling yesterday on the little fight that happened downtown. I just didn't want to perp it out. I'll be honest with you. I didn't want to be that guy that was gonna come in here and yeah, I did take it back. I didn't want to be that guy that was gonna sit in here and pump fake. I'm gonna use Twins' words because he just made a comment about me taking it back. But I didn't want to be the guy that come in here and pump fake and say some shit. Y'all know there was gonna be a lot of people showing up in here yesterday that was gonna be on my back about some real shit. Y'all know that. Y'all know that when things happen major in the city and they're looking for people to voice opinions, they'll go to every show and give it a few minutes. And what I want to do sometimes is I do want to filter out some of the fertilizer. I want to filter out, we don't grow like that over here. I don't need to hear about some shit that's not really relevant to the main point of view. I don't need people to be coming over here and trying to belittle a strong point of view. And it's not necessarily my point of view that I feel is strong. It's the point of view that collectively we put out on the table and we push it and we push it and we make it, we work it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't need people coming over here out of one side of their mouth saying that we didn't have enough. Where was the police presence downtown? And then on the other side of their mouth, did I go on the same side or opposite? On the other side of their mouth, they talking about we don't want a bunch of people. We don't want a bunch of police officers in our business. We don't want a bunch of police in our city guarding these events because we don't want to become a police state. So which one is it? You are looking. See, here's what people have got you to believe, to be honest with you. They begged and plead, did the Cabbage Patch and all that shit about cutting police away from your activities. We don't want police hovering all over us. But now what they screaming about now? Well, where were the police? Why did it take them so long to get there? Why was the fight over by the time the police got there? You see that shit? You see what I'm saying? Could they have just put a couple of police officers over there and stuck them in the corner or something? No, the police department is depleted because they don't want to be police officers. I've been looking at feeds. I've been watching people's comments, and I'm talking about police officers and sheriffs who are saying, I'm just here for my retirement. Shit, we don't really want to go out there. Now, look, I can't make this up. All you got to do is go look at some of the 99. What is that site? That 99 precinct, or what is it? Some of y'all know what it is. I see it occasionally. It pops up. And just yesterday, I went on there and I hit their page on Facebook, and I'm reading all these comments. And these are police officers, sheriffs, EMT workers. I'm looking at them and they all like, yeah, this is what happens when we don't really want to go out on the street. This is what happened. And don't get it twisted. I ain't gonna lie, I got tagged in something and I was listening. I heard they love the fact that the police are nicer these days, or they don't really engage with them. They fall back, because back in the day, police used to be on our ass and they were all over the place and they was nasty to talk to. No, it's not that they're better police officers. They just don't want to be bothered with your ass. They don't want to be on the news later on that night because you antagonize the fight. They don't want to be on social media because they're doing their job and you make it way more than what it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? I heard a guy say some shit about, well, we need police officers outside those bars. You mean so the community can turn around and say that this is becoming a police state? They got too many police officers over here by the black bars. And then when you don't have no cops, they say, well, they should have had cops over here. That would have slowed down a lot of that shit. I am actually, my personal opinion, I'm a little heated that there were no police officers over on 4th Street. They had to come from another area to come over and diffuse this situation. Think about it. That fight went on for a long period of time. All right. And you telling me motherfuckers was stuck in traffic? That's what your excuse is. The police was stuck in traffic. Get the fuck, get out of here. Where's my parental advisory sticker at? It might be one of them days. You trying to tell me the motherfuckers with the sirens and get out the way, that used to have horses and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Bikes, they're stuck in traffic. Boy, I tell you what, when the level is low, you'll fall for everything. When the standards are low, you can be told anything. Stuck in traffic? Oh, man, shit. Okay, all right. All right. Okay. They were stuck at the light and nobody would move out of the police way. So then, if that was the truth, then what does that tell you about how your police department are respected in your city, that they can't hit a siren and come right through? I'll tell you what it says. It says a lot, because I have an elephant's memory about a lot of shit that's going on in the city that they try to tell you, well, it's not bad. It's not criminal. Y'all do know within the last 2 years, this is the second national story with violence in the city of Cincinnati. You do know that, right? What was the first one? Who can guess the first one that went national just a couple years ago? I don't even know if it's been a couple summers ago. I'll give you a hint. It was in the summer. Put it in the screen, somebody, please. How about somebody that's pretending not to be here? How about you put it in the screen? I know my people that's here all the time. Had a couple new people yesterday. Had a call from a lady. I didn't know her. Shelly. I wrote it down like, oh, okay, I didn't know her. But okay, I hope she calls again today. We need new faces and we need new situations. Now, this situation in Cincinnati has gone it's national news. And you know what people bitching and complaining about? Not the behavior of people. They're bitching and complaining because the narrative is put out there wrong. Of course, find victory in some bullshit. Find a victory in some madness. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Nobody's talking about the police response. Nobody's talking about the fact that some people really damn near could have lost their lives out there that night. It's all about what the white man did first. We ain't saying nothing about, well, the children, hey, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. We shouldn't even be talking about children. So somebody tell me what was the last national story that we had on the news out of Cincinnati? And I can guarantee you it's going to be somewhat familiar. Okay, that's not really Cincinnati, but I'll give you that, sis. Alethea Williams said Lincoln Heights. That's not really Cincinnati. I don't know if Stephanie High said Kings Island. I'm going to respond. I'm going to try to respond to these things because I asked for it. I don't think those are Cincinnati situations, and I don't think Kings Island went national. Okay? Do y'all remember the shooting downtown? The shooting right on, was it Main Street? Remember that? Remember when the dudes were shooting down on Main? And they were shooting right in front of the police? They don't care. These are the same mentality folks that you seen fighting in downtown Cincinnati that your leaders won't really talk about them. These are the same motherfuckers that get shot out here that your leaders are pretending that don't exist in the neighborhood. They don't talk about them. Some shit like this jump off, and it's all about the white man slapped this first. We talking about people that'll kick sound, snatch something out their back pocket, knock a woman cold out. These are the people that are walking around your streets. But we ain't having no conversations about those their personalities. We're not talking about the things that we have living in the city. We're talking about the misrepresentation of an incident. We had all these stars in town and we had all these activities in town. Yeah, okay, what you trying to do? Sprinkle some sprinkles on some bullshit. Yes, you're graded on what happens. You're not graded on the good stuff. You're graded on how certain situations go down and how they're handled. That's the nature of the beast. You're not going to sit here and say, well, you know what? We had all these great activities going on that night. And we had this one incident. You trying to tell me this one incident is a normal incident? If it wasn't normal, it wouldn't be national news worthy. What makes it national news, Wyatt? Well, they didn't show the white man slapping the black man in the face because that's not a felony. Say what you want to say, hate me if you want to, but what was a felony and what was juicy is what went national. And instead of you sitting back talking about how the news media and the politicians absorbing this and making it what they want, how about fixing the people in your community where we don't have to be national news? How about that? How about we start with the internal? How about we start in-house before we start talking about how people are going to look at us? Here's the thing. I didn't heard so many people say things like, if they think it's easy to fix it, why don't they try to fix it? Well, I wasn't elected. Nobody voted me to be the spokesperson of the community. None of that shit, okay? But I will say this. It's not that hard. I'm not saying it's not that hard to fix it. It's not that hard to see how to fix it. You want me to tell you how? Because there's 52 communities in Cincinnati, right? Do all these communities act the same? Do you have the same activity? And if, for argument's sake, let's say you do. Is it at higher levels than other communities in the city? Yeah, but let's expand this way of thinking a little bit. How many cities are there in the United States of America? Now let's do a count. Let's do a count. I forgot exactly. I think it's like 500 cities. Something like that, 482. It's close to that, 492. Somebody look it up for me. I can't do it all. Let's just say 500 cities. Now, let me ask you something. Out of 500 cities, how many cities have the same problem? You could actually count on two hands how many cities in this country have the same type of activity. Some higher than others, but they had the same activity. So if you have only 10 or 15 cities that function that way, I'll do the easy math. You got 485 cities that don't have that type of shit going on. So wouldn't it be worthy to maybe reach out and see, well, why don't the city of Mason, have the problems we have? What are they doing different? How about the city of Cologne in Illinois? Why don't they have those type of problems? How's about asphalt in Georgia? Why don't they have those type of problems? I mean, why is it that it's it's a certain type of piece of land that had this problem? Somebody explain that shit to me. And then we want to act daffy dumb about it and just act like, no, man, the little bullshit happened and everybody blowing it out of proportion. What? Okay. So in 6 months, I'm going to knock on wood on this. If that lady who got knocked the fuck out happens to die 6 months from now, it ain't all that little bitty ass problem now, is it? If that man never recovers from getting knocked out, it ain't that little bitty ass problem now, is it? It's not. It's not a little bitty ass blown out of proportion ass situation. It's not. It's not. And you know, I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of myself how I treated this shit yesterday. I'm ashamed of me. I ought to cut this shit off right now. Because I was telling y'all, it's not a hate crime. I don't think it's a hate crime. Okay. But I know it was motivated by a lot of that shit. I can't be that naive. But I will say this to you. Well, I didn't went right in on this. I had so much to say before this. I promise you I did. I will say this. I'm ashamed of myself. How I handled this yesterday, how I went about speaking to my family here on the show. I'm ashamed of myself because I really should have knocked that shit out the water for what it really was. I should have knocked the shit out of the water for what it was. But what I was really trying to do was stop an individual from being charged with a hate crime, and he didn't really know what he was doing. All them other dudes, I don't care what happened to them. I could care less. And if you want to go by the logic of what a lot of people want to start it out, well, it started with a slap and he fucked around and found out. All that old goofy, dumbass, fake justification ass shit. Then what do you say about the individuals that didn't get socked? Though it wasn't the guy who got socked that was doing all the crazy shit. It was people that didn't have nothing to do with getting smacked in the face. And your leaders, now you see why you're getting what you're getting. Yeah, you're getting what you're getting because they finding a way to justify this shit and make it ain't no big deal. I'm not saying that they're saying, see, it's easy to make knowledge, acknowledge it. It's easy to say, well, yeah, of course it's wrong. However, this is the temperature you get in America with Trump in office. All this old bullshit. What does Trump have to do with this shit? Don't act like I brought him up. Y'all know this is the temperature. These are those white folks down there. From my understanding, I thought the dude was like Russian or some shit. Is that a fake story too? So what the fuck he care about Trump for? I mean, what is it? What is it? We can't take accountability. We got to come up with a micro excuse on everything. I'm telling you, when the bar is low, people they know what they're dealing with. The bar is so low, you allow people to just do what they want to do. And then your leadership who can't step up and say, yes, we're responsible for this. This is unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit should have been handled 3 years ago. We seen these type of things. Y'all act like this shit don't happen every weekend. It might not have been white couples or whoever that they put on the video this time, but y'all act like they ain't down there fighting and shit. You act like they not down there fighting. You act like that we haven't been talking about this type of stuff for 4 years at least of the 5 years we've been here. Come on now, y'all need to stop. Let me go to the phone lines. I really had way more to talk about. I just went right in on it. This is part 2, I guess. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Edsel.
Edsel, what's good, brother? How you doing?
I'm pleasant, per usual. How are you doing?
I'm holding on, bro. I'm sorry. I really didn't want to start out this way. I really had other things going on.
I understand. Usually I would start a call by saying, do not vote for Kevin Farmer.
What?
I would normally, I'm not going to say that today because I talked to I got a call this morning.
Okay.
From a brother. They met me or not. They just kind of told me, about his platform and whatnot.
You sure?
And yeah,
you sure? I'm not gonna hold you up against the wall and say, "Hey, that name off limits."
It wasn't nothing like that. It was just, they kind of spoke to his virtues and whatnot. And I was just kind of like, well, he could have did all that himself in 25 seconds or whatnot. but they, something that they kind of said that like, well, he kind of on along the same path as you, calling out leadership and whatnot. I just wish he would have done that himself.
I understand.
So
it wasn't him that called you. Is that what you're saying?
Say what?
You saying it wasn't him that reached out to you?
No, it wasn't him.
Okay.
No, it's just somebody, another, slightly older cat. I fuck with him. I respect him, and I respect his word, and lightweight admire him a little bit.
Well, I hear you. I got people like that too. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so I respect their word on it. So I took their word, but I would like to say that there's no bigger asshole in Cincinnati civics government than City Councilman Scotty Johnson. Now, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that Scotty was his given legal name. I just thought that was a very childish name to be calling a late 50-year-old man. My son is named Scotty. We've called him that since he was, since he was born.
Okay.
But his name's just Scott.
Scott. Okay. Oh, well, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
So Scotty is like, that's some like, when you gonna, that's like, like calling a man named Robert Bobby.
Okay.
At some point dropped, it's kind of like why you didn't name your mom. It's like your mom didn't name you Lil Randy.
They called me Lil Randy though.
No, not Little Randy, L.A. Randy.
Oh, Lil Randy. Okay, I got you.
You see what I'm saying? Because at some point you got to go get a job and get into the real world. But nonetheless, this sitting city councilman was on Black radio today, and this I don't know if the guys at Agent Provocateur, this particular caller, the White Lion, he calls himself.
Okay. He
called in and kind of. Said what he had to say about Scott. He didn't, it wasn't flattering, but he didn't, disrespect him. He talked about, everybody.
Okay.
In regards to the melee at downtown over the weekend, and after a while, Scotty, said something about the man's mama. He was like, yeah, you calling me names, your mama, something like that. It was just like, damn, bro. I was like, grow up. You're a city councilman. You're a sitting city councilman. Where's the gravitas? Where's the dignity of the position you hold? No, you're not a doormat, but you're still supposed to respect the citizens. The guy didn't call in and start talking about.
I mean, was the guy rude? Was he nasty? I'm sorry, I didn't mean. I'm just asking to try to get clarification on. Did the guy call and was he rude to Scott? I mean, did he fuss him and cuss him out or something? I mean, you know what I'm saying? How people can be sometimes.
Well, obviously he didn't cuss him because it's daytime radio.
That's true. That's true.
So he didn't. No, I get what you're saying. He just kind of spoke about the just they said, everybody did a piss poor job.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying because I'm reading the comments. I'm trying to get it in. White Liar is his name. And
no, his name's White Lion. I believe the host, the allegedly venerable Lincoln Ware, calls him White Lion. Like I said, I guess the guy's a little bit of he probably stirs the pot on that particular show. He's a white guy, he stirs the pot on that show. I don't know him. I've never met him. I wouldn't know him if he came and punched me in the nose.
So what is his name? Is it White Liar or White Lion?
It's White Lion because I think he's playing on the Black Lion.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because he's a white guy and whatnot. And shout out to Black Lion. That's my G right there.
That's my guy too.
But yeah, then he did that, and I'm calling like, bruh, like you can't do that. That's a citizen. Like, when do we start losing respect for the citizens? That's why I don't like Big Bird. That your mama shit. Going back, that's just such a petulant response from a sitting city councilman. And, and 99% of the people in the audience was like, okay with it. And, started going off on me for trying to, ask, Scott Johnson, why did he do that? About that guy like that. And it was just like, damn, does Cincinnati leadership have any standards?
Well, I mean, I know it's going to be hard for me to say something about that because I host a show. And every once in a while, I get to, you know what I'm saying? I get to saying some things that are totally out of pocket or not professional. But I say, this isn't my job. This isn't a profession. So come here
And
at
you
your
ain't never
own
said
risk.
your mama though.
I've never called anybody. I've never said something. First of all, I'd have to deal with that. Like, I couldn't imagine me. Look, where we from, and you know what I'm saying, Fame. Where we from, when it get to the yo mama shit, that's when like I don't want to be outside someday and a dude roll up on me because I was on some yo mama shit. You feel me? Like, some guys don't play with that. You know, they really don't. I know that sounds juvenile to some people, but like, I'm one of them guys. Like, don't, like, we having a grown man conversation. Don't put my mama in what we talking about, dog, because you try. That's like childish a little bit to me. That's just me.
That's the most disrespectful thing you could do in the black community, and the most second form of disrespect. The second most disrespectful form of disrespect in general. You know, obviously slapping a man in the face. That's number one. You know, referring to their mama in any type of way. That's number two.
I
Like, it's like,
I got a text message. Someone that heard the show said, "It's funny how." Wait, it went by. The guy said, and this is a guy, so y'all say whatever. He said, "It's funny how when the guy was talking, he said he said when the white guy, I guess that's the white lion guy. He said when the white guy came on, he was introduced as an insult. They called him. His name is White Lion, but he was called White Liar." And then when he got the name calling, they acted like that they didn't call him a name when he was introduced. That's how the text read. So I guess what happened is he got introduced as a liar, you know what I'm saying, as something, as an insult. And then when he insulted somebody back, now it was said like, you coming in here insulting people, but he was introduced as an insult. That's kind of like what this read. So
he didn't insult the council member. The council member,
I'm talking about the white guy got
he didn't like the rebuke. He didn't like the public rebuke of their effort. And so, he said, well, your mama, something like that. Or, he said something like, I'm this, I'm that. Your mama's like, damn, Scotty. Like, there's no place for that from a city councilman. But at the same time, it ain't like the guy said anything about the long-standing rumor of the known long-standing rumor about your sexuality. If you went there, okay. If you went there, if you'd have went there and you came back with your mama, I give you a little grace. But like, he was just basically rebuking y'all's effort. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, bro, like, what are you doing out here? Like, you supposed to be a city councilman, and I voted for you. I'll never vote for your ass again.
Vernon Johnson said he called Scotty a clown, and Scotty said his mama was a clown. I can't blame Scotty necessarily for this response. I think I understand where you're coming from. If that's what happened, like, look, you've never heard me do that. I've been called names on here. I have a little bit more couth about myself, and I'm not a public official. I don't know how it went down, so I'm gonna stay out of that. But I wouldn't, like, people have called me names right here on the air, and I've just kind of fell back because I just don't think that it's cool, because I ran into a bad experience one time. A lot of people, before you really knew me, a couple years ago, not you, but people, a couple years ago, Emmanuel Livingston and I did a show at Findlay Market, and it was a live broadcast.
Yeah, I was there that night.
Okay,
I was there that day.
You sure were. I remember. Remember when we did that live broadcast, bro? And there was a girl that was playing the dozens, a little sister that was from downtown, down the way. And she came up. Now, people see me as, I'm a serious dude, but I'm from down the way. I know how to crack jokes and hit back. I only return serves. Do you hear me, Fame? I ain't going to start shit. But if you start it, I'm going to return a serve. So this girl said some shit about me and said something about something. So I said something about her. I came back with a, look at your boots. Your boots, you drew that Nike sign on your boots. And that turned everybody off. So I learned as a personality on these podcasts, I can't necessarily be that jokester, or I can't necessarily play the dozens, because my shit cut deep. It's real. She drew that shit on her boots, and it made me look bad. So I had to be careful about, yo mamas and telling the truth when I'm trying to joke on somebody, because they look at me as, well, why would you say that about, well, did you hear what she said about me? And see how that get? That's kind of childish. So as somebody that's trying to be bigger than the situation, I probably would never get with and I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn. I probably wasn't as polished in that area as I should have been. But you
Right.
know, hey, it happened, and I learned not to say or respond back a certain way, insulting kind of ways. I've learned not to do that.
I mean, but Wyatt, let's keep it let's be honest though.
Okay.
That's Randall Wyatt, public. That's Randall Wyatt, private citizen.
Mhm.
You know, who just happens to do a podcast. You're not paid $65,000-$70,000 a year by public money, as this councilman is.
Touche.
To talk about citizens, to insult citizens.
I hear you, bro.
Who were rebuking your effort.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
That was very irresponsible. It was very petulant. And you know, if you ask me, if you replay the tape, I think Councilman Johnson should be a gentleman about it and resign. If that's how he feels about citizens, to insult their mamas,
well,
go find something else to do where you're not paid by citizens.
I hear you. I hear it.
You're double dipping as it is. You were paid 30 years as a police officer by citizens, and now in your retirement life, you continue to insult citizens, or you started insulting citizens while you continue to be paid by the public. City councilmen are paid by the public.
I hear you.
You know, I think it's $66,000 a year for a Cincinnati city councilman.
Wow.
It's only 60 to 70,000. That's a pretty nice chunk of coin.
No, that's a great part-time job. That's a part-time
job. That's a great part-time job, great chunk of coin for to be getting in your retirement, you know, to be double dipping.
I wonder, would you vote for me, Fame, if I ran for city council? If I got, like, I have property in Cincinnati, in Hamilton County. Maybe I can relocate.
No, I wouldn't. No, just stop right now. I wouldn't vote for you because I don't like your take on single moms and single dads. That family court shit.
Oh yeah,
I don't like your take on that. I would have to put you on YouTube and just tear your ass up. Like, don't vote for this nigga because he don't like, it's always the man's fault according to him.
It's not always the man's fault, but I think men need to step up a little bit more.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to sit with you privately and have you refine that take for the masses.
You need to start watching videos of how young men really adore their dads, regardless of what dad had played part in their life. Fame, I've seen so many serious, deep videos where a kid has really never seen his dad because his dad might have been doing 30 years. Okay, this is serious. Dad may have
his mom might have just been an asshole and kept him out of his life.
No, let me just say this to you, bro, because I'm gonna bring it.
You gotta play both sides.
I promise you. I just wanted to start it my way. I've seen videos of little brothers who hadn't seen their father in 20 or 30 years, and when they finally see him, the hug and the passion and all that is deep. You can see the love. And then I've seen situations where moms have kept kids out of the father's life. And when the kid finally found out, when he's a little bit older, how things were really working, that same compassion and love for that father is still there. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's hugging. And I mean, I've seen how little boys really need their fathers, even when their father hasn't been there for them. You see what I'm saying? And it's been told bad things about their kid. You see what I'm saying?
More, I should say. Yeah,
I've seen that, bro. I used to have to go see my father, bro. My father never sought me out. Now, when you get into that topic, I got to use some of my shit because it's just true. I can't make this up. I used to have to catch the bus to go where my father was. My father never came and picked me up. He owned a shop and the whole nine. He owned a shop, and I would catch the bus to go over to work in the shop. And all that old shit, I'd have to take the bus back home. I was forcing myself in someone's life that didn't really want me. And I'm talking about as a younger fella too. Feel me? So, you live in Cincinnati, bro. It's like you catch us kids, we were very independent. We caught the bus everywhere at an early age.
No, you're right. We used to have to catch I remember catching the 64 in English Woods bike, me and 4 other kids in kindergarten. To go to Row Hill for afternoon kindergarten.
Yeah.
About 4 of us, putting our 40 cents in back then the bus was 40 cents, 1981. You can research it.
Yeah.
But again, Ahmad, you are hijacking my comment.
Ahmad?
Yeah, you know, ain't that the name of that 9/11 hijacker, Ahmad
Oh,
something?
that's a bad
You know,
one.
yeah,
That's a
it
bad
might have been a bad race joke, ethnic joke,
That's a
but
bad
you
one.
get it now. But I just want to say that, I believe Scotty. I'm gonna be calling for his resignation. I'm about to go on YouTube. I got a modest following on YouTube.
What
Nothing to write home about, but I do have a voice on there, and I'm about to go on his ass,
Good luck.
just like his alleged boyfriend does. Hey, it's been real. I had fun. We'll chat again someday again soon. And don't forget, just like Old Spice deodorant, there's a wolf on your ass. Oh!
All right, Fame. Thanks for engaging with us. I don't agree with everything, but I allow people to say what they need to say to get it off their chest. Maybe somebody feels the same way he feels about that situation. I don't know. I read the text message that came to me from someone that actually heard it. They said, "How could you be offended?" I'm paraphrasing. How could you be offended at being called a name if when that person was introduced into the conversation, they were insulted? So if his name is White Lion, but he was called White Liar, that means the name calling started in the introduction. So I get it. I see it. I'm not getting into that little petty shit, but I mean, I can understand how I don't get, look, that's just petty to me. Let's move on. Hey, quick question for you guys. What was, and we can get back to the downtown stuff if you want to. If this is not going in the right direction of what I'm talking about, we can get back to it. I'm just curious. I mean, I'm just letting you know. I'm curious for something. 80s and I guess it was the late 70s. Yeah, late 70s through maybe the early 80s. What was your favorite black show on television? I can name a lot, but one of my favorite ones was the one that motivated me the most, and it was the Jeffersons. Like George Jefferson was like what I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to, like, I never seen a Jeffersons take because it came from Archie Bunker. I never seen like the Jeffersons, Wheezy and George in the poorhouse. You know what I'm saying? They lived next door to Archie Bunker, and Archie Bunker and them lived in the house. So the story wasn't really matching to our conditions in the neighborhood that we grew up in, but that didn't matter. I was just more impressed that George Jefferson started his own business and he was moving on up to a high rise. For years as a kid, I've always said, I'm going to live in a high rise. I want to live in a high rise. I want to be rich one day. I want to get this. I want to do that. I want to start my own business. And I want to be like George Jefferson. I want to move on up. I want to move into a high rise with a U-Haul truck or whatever the shit the truck was. That was my favorite show, was the Jeffersons. All right. I probably had some others that I really like. What's Happening? That's Your Mama, all that type of stuff. I used to love all these. You're talking about before the 90s, okay? There was plenty of shows in the 90s that I used to like. The reason why I'm bringing this up is just a short take. I just want to share this information with everyone. I haven't been able to necessarily confirm this, but just to make me feel good, I want to give you this information. Yeah, Sanford and Son was it too. I still watch Sanford and Son now because I have a V-Box and I have it programmed as one of my favorites, and the Jeffersons. But I hope this is accurate. Okay, I really hope this is true. But from what I've seen, there is a reboot of the Jeffersons coming out this November. Okay, and I want to show y'all, because this right here would be a home run show, I believe. I don't know. I don't know if I like who they got playing George. All right. I don't know if this is going to work out with the characters, but I love the attempt. I want to show y'all something. Can I get a drum roll for this one? I'm only kidding. Look. Oh my goodness. On Paramount Plus, the Jeffersons, 10 episodes coming out in November 2025 with my homie Regina King. They shouldn't have got, I hate to be a hater. I don't want to be a hater here, but come on. You had to go get Cat Williams for this one. Cat Williams would have been a great George Jefferson, okay? Weezy. He would have been the best George. He would have, oh my God, I couldn't imagine Cat Williams being George Jefferson. I hope to goodness this November 2025, this reboot of the Jeffersons is coming out. And now I'm just going to be honest with you. I'll take what I get. I'll take Anderson. What's his name? I know his last name is Anderson. You feel me? But I love the attempt. You see what I'm saying? This is what we need. We need more reboots of the shows we watched. You feel me? We need more reboots like this. And all I can tell you is, hold on one second. Okay, all right. All I can tell you is I might not, what's his name? Kevin Hart. I don't know, Linda. I guess he would be better than Anderson. He would be in, what's that? Brenda Bird says, Cat would have killed it, in my opinion. Absolutely. I can't think of anybody other than Cat Williams to play George Jefferson. I mean, from the statue, like his size, his voice, his mannerisms, how he would say Whitey, you know what I mean? Which they probably won't say those things today. But I think Cat Williams would have been the greatest George Jefferson next to Sherman Hensley. I mean, he was the best that done it. Anthony Prosser says Eddie Griffin. That's another good one. I ain't gonna lie. Eddie Griffin would have threw down on that. Yeah, Eddie Griffin was probably more laid back. He would have been able to do it. But I could really see. I'm sorry, I'm stuck in my ways. I can't get my mind off of a Cat Williams playing that role. 10 episodes, come on, Cat. But the problem is they've already selected their people. They've already selected the people. But you best believe if Paramount Plus bring this out, I'm going to look it up and make sure. But just for this is wishful thinking, for me, because The Jeffersons was one of my favorite shows. I learned a lot from television back in the day. Television was motivational for me. I ain't gonna lie. A few of my friends, they watched Superman. I watched it. They watched Legion of Doom. They watched physical fight shit. I get it. We watched karate movies. It was all good. It was all cool. But I was more into building life type stuff. I really like shows like The Jeffersons. You know what I'm saying? Where George was always on the grind and trying to position himself to be around certain people so he can make moves, business moves. I just gravitated to stuff like that. And, I just wish they would have put James Evans in that same position. That's why James left the show. Like, man, we tired of being broke. Can't we show that the struggle ends at a certain point? Do we have to die in the projects? Don't you believe in black people past, Cabrini Green? Can't we go buy a small little starter crib and still be the Evans? Can't we do that? Can't somebody move up out this motherfucker? How long JJ and Mike got to sleep on the couch? Who off to college? Whose dreams are about to come true? I waited for so many years for Good Times to come out when Thelma working a cruise ship as a dancer. I'm like, somebody, come on, Tyler. Come on, Tyler, can't you go get these folks? You still got Mike alive. You got Thelma alive. You got JJ alive. They're in a great position to spin off of Good Times and have their own families of success. Yeah, we from the projects. It's no different than the Jeffersons. Yeah, we grew up sleeping on the damn couch, a roll-out couch. Now, when you put your mind to it, look what you can do. JJ could be a great artist right now, okay? Michael could be a lawyer right now because that's what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was playing in school. He wanted to grow to be a lawyer. And of course, Thelma could be she could own a dance studio because she went off to be a great dancer. You feel what I'm saying to you? But no. The makers of Good Times, the producers and all them guys, they wanted to keep these people down and make it seem like just being in the projects and being broke and dusty was just a regular thing. And it was just that's how we were. Show me some success. Show me some continuation out of that shit. Is that too much to ask? I don't need, I don't need all of these, I'm sorry, I can't tell anybody how to work their studio or their money. I can't do that. But I'm just telling you, this is why I don't watch a lot of the stuff that's out there now. You're trying to make up fake ass Black Dynasty shows. You're doing spinoffs of white generational wealth, white TV shows. And that's just not that. We didn't grow up understanding that lifestyle. We understood that it existed. But now you want us to grow up and try to mimic Dynasty? Get the fuck. No, give me Good Times and give me the people that worked themselves up out the projects. Mama dead. You know what I'm saying? Mama gone. We still surviving. We took the morals from our daddy and our mama from the projects and we built something. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with that? Because some of us actually do it. A lot of us do it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to, let me put this up there one last time for those that may want to see it. You can research it, look for it yourself. I would love to see this happen. And it's said that there's 10 episodes coming November 2025. I can't wait. I have Paramount Plus as well. I cannot wait. Let me go to the phone lines real fast. Maybe somebody could tell me their favorite show. I don't know. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, what's up, Wyatt?
Twin, what's good, bro?
Yeah, you on 10 today. You want keep having that same energy yesterday, player.
I was down in the dumps yesterday a little bit, Twin. I ain't gonna lie.
I can tell your body language, the way you, coming out. I can tell.
Yeah. Because I knew I was gonna have to. I knew who was gonna all be here. I knew who was all listening, and it's the same people that I don't want to have nothing to do with. That's why I don't call, text. That's why I don't get engaged with folks that I know that I'm gonna have to tongue wrestle with. I don't like that type of stuff, bro, because they don't know how to act. They don't know how to act once you prove them wrong.
Yeah, but I hope that's true though. And then you was right. I wish Cat Williams would have played.
That would have been
might have been because Anthony Anderson's too tall for that. So what you call George Jefferson won number what? Not George Jefferson. Yeah, I'm right. He won number like what, 5'5", 5'4", something like that.
Know,
so
bro. He was knee high to a grasshopper. He was certainly short.
So Cat Williams would have played a good character, but I hope it's true. That it's coming out in November, whatever.
Yeah.
And I always thought, man, it was growing up watching that and Good Times, and it was a great show, but I wonder whenever they go get out the projects, man, on Good Times.
And that's your area, bro. You grew up, you know where Cabrini Green is. It's in
Chicago. I went in Cabrini. Cabrini Green is on the west side.
Yeah,
man.
You're a south side guy.
I kid you not, White. I've been there 3 times.
Yeah, you a south side dude. You ain't got no business over there.
Man, I ain't had no business over there, and I'm 10 years old. My stepbrother told me to hold the pole. What? Okay. Man, why you bring? I'm telling my daddy. So, man, why you bring over? I didn't know nothing about that. Why? Pissy hallways, elevators, incinerator, and all that crazy stuff. First time seeing how they dropped the bag down the incinerator and all that.
Yeah.
And they hit the bottom, man. I ain't know nothing, but, that was good time.
There was a place in Cincinnati, that it kind of reminded me.
Stanley Rowe brought me back to memories. And when I said, that's the projects right there.
Yeah. But Stanley Rowe was nowhere near as dirty and disgusting as Cabrini Green.
Oh, no.
Like Cabrini Green was unbelievably disgusting. I'm like, how do they even get rent in this joint? Like, you have to look at the Board of Health and say, how are people living in these conditions? If my grandmother lived in the senior citizen building of my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother lived in Stanley Rowe, and then my aunt, who used to babysit me after school, like when I went to Sands and some other, when I was younger, I used to have to stay at Stanley Rowe until my mother, was getting home from work. Then I have to walk up Lynn to get over to Laura Holmes. So I had to stay. We stayed on the 12th floor of Stanley Row, bro. We was clean back then, but them elevators and the staircasings was dirty, right? But when I experienced Cabrini Green, I said, this is a roach motel compared to Stanley Row. You feel what I'm saying, bro? Stanley Row was a palace compared to Cabrini Green. But go ahead, twin. What you got?
No, you just brought back a lot of memories, especially when you came out with your intro and that. I like they always bring it back, man. It's just so much be going through but good memories though.
Yeah,
from the 90s all up, man. You brought it way back, man. I was like, that is a party right here.
Yeah.
But good memory, man.
For sure.
I gotta agree with Fame. Agree.
Fame?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I got to. I'm gonna remix it tomorrow on the Lincoln Ware show. So I don't care if you snitches go tell them like you always do. But I'm gonna remix it. Because let me tell you this, Sam. Let me tell you this, Wyatt. I don't care what it is. You've been on the force 34 plus years. You got death threats, name calling, and all that. And you city councilman, you're a high profile person, your name recognized in the city of Cincinnati and Hamilton County. You don't fall for the okie doke, man. You don't fall for that clown. They know what White Lion do all the time. It's a show. It's entertainment purpose. Jerry Springer 2.0 all the way. And Lincoln set it up. He know what he doing when he brought him up in there. So you know what you go get. But to sit up there and say, yo, mama, regardless if he say you a clown or not. But to sit up there and you wanted me to vote for you, you got a 10 or 12-year-old listen to this, and she go to school with her friend. So that's why you a clown. Yo, mama, come on, man. What type of role model examples you showing for the people? That shows to tell them you got the damn Jasmine Crockett syndrome. Man, they play too much around here. But you turn out where them fans at, put them down. Y'all play too much. I can't take y'all people serious around here, man. You talking what you doing for the man? I'm not doing nothing. If y'all pump faking like this, it's a clown show out here, and I gotta agree with Fame on that. You're a grown ass man. You've been called worse to the worst. I know you have. You've been in the system, man. But to sit up there, mom, regardless if she say you a clown, look how you carrying yourself, fam. Come on. And I'll tell it to your face if I see you. And I mentioned before.
I hear y'all. I think it is a little unprofessional.
Man, it's unprofessional all the way across the board. Why you don't go out there? People know you. Why? Because they call you this and all that. Okay, yo mama, F you, now what? Come on, man. It's how you carry yourself because you're a businessman. You're a family man. You wouldn't go down there like that happened on Saturday. And what took place over the weekend. Because twin, to be honest, man, my mama, I never went down there. And I let stuff fly past me. But as a person, I got a son, a daughter to look out there. I got a family to look out there. Wyatt, I'm not about to get out of character on no dumb stuff, man. I'm going to keep it pushing. I know I've been around drunk. Oh, he faded, man. He out his body now. I've been around white folks saying crazy stuff. But, it's a limit and cutoff, man. Hey, man, I'm going to check you before it get worse. Hey, man, you got to... No, I'm not with that, man. I'm not with that. Okay, man. Just keep talking, man. As long as you don't put your hands on, we cool. And I'm a grown person. I would have never did. And them one kids down there was grown people. I mean, I don't condone and knocking that lady out, but damn, man. There's sometimes you got to walk away from certain situations. I would have kept it moved. Because you know what? Why
yesterday.
I'm doing a whole 360 because sometimes I express myself and then I have to go check myself.
You're sounding a little bit better.
Same thing. You was different yesterday, but look, you hype now. You weren't feeling it though.
I wasn't feeling
just
it
because... but Twin had to go. Okay, hold on. I said this yesterday. Let me think about this. I had to think about it. Why? Because man, it's time out for bull, man. We play too much. And people think it's a joke, man. You got people starving. You done got today what? Yesterday, dude went in there New York and killed 4 people, shot himself because of CTE.
Well, we don't.
Come on, man.
We don't
but you want to worry about Israel and the damn Epstein file? Man, y'all crazy around here. Man, if you ain't got God in your life or whoever in your life, man, you just ain't got it, man. We low. Quit downing each other, pray for one another, lift somebody up. But we can't do that. We just gotta hate on one another for what? For what? What type of example of leadership are you showing to us? You just can't give us this rhetoric, this person, that. No, man. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And I had to really think about it yesterday when I was at work. And this morning, what can I say and to bring to this table, this platform, this podcast today? And sometimes I have to think, like, man, no, man, no. And I do a lot of barbershop talk. This right here, it's for you on your part. But reality, man, I'm speaking, man, you can ask any nigga at the barbershop what I speak about. I speak about the truth. I don't just, do no crazy talking, man.
I don't want to ignite anything, but I'm just curious to know. Maybe since it was radio or something of that nature, that made it a little bit more acceptable in some people's mind. I don't know. But if you are a public official and got voted in, and someone sees you walking down the street and they say to you, "Man, you a clown," and he say, "Your mama," I don't know how that'll work out. And I'm just saying, I don't know how that would work out. And I don't know. I think, and if it went bad and then hit the news later because a public official and a citizen got into a fight because the citizen called the guy a clown for his business, for his politics, and then the official say something like "your mama," but then this citizen go off and do like what the white dude did, and then they get to fighting. And now who gonna look silly at the press conference?
The damn councilman, whoever.
Gonna look silly.
Like
so
a
lot of people don't really necessarily, because it's really the messenger. Y'all, I think they don't really care for fame. It's not that they don't like y'all, they just don't like your perspectives. They don't, if it's coming from fame, they're gonna go against it. If it's coming from you, they're certainly gonna go against it. But I just saying that, people call me names, I address it, but the same people that call me coon and all that other shit, have I ever called them names?
Man, you ain't never say nobody mama. Wyatt, I've seen you. I done watched you before I even shine in, engage with you on your platform. I've seen, I know you coon and that nigga, you this and all. You never mentioned on your platform, out your mouth, say your mama's a clown or you albino. None of that, man. None. It's about respect and how you carry yourself. You can take so much to us.
I kind of learned the hard way not to joke on people, not to joke on them for real.
Man, I don't play that mama shit.
I'm just saying, like I don't know if you were listening earlier, and I learned the hard way. I'm not a big show, but I know that I carry a big stick, and sometimes, you don't have to be the biggest personality in your hometown until something bad happened. If I was on the news, I'd be the highest paid, I'd be the highest viewed podcaster in the city of Cincinnati. I guarantee you. If something came up about me, they found Wyatt down there with them kids in an 18 and under club, and he was in there partying with them. What's up with him? And I'd have 50,000 views. You see what I'm saying? Once they start talking bad about you, that's when you've made it. So I don't believe in that, got to be controversial I could do that, twin. I could go and talk to people and act stupid.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I just choose not to do that. But that's not the point. The point is, if I'm a citizen, if I'm a paid official and Twin sees me at Kroger and he says to me, "Man, you a sucker, you a clown," or whatever, my response to you is not gonna be "Yo mama." I'm just saying that's just me, because you might not accept the criticism or the name calling that I can. And if I blow it back to you, if I return to serve, it might escalate. And then it's the same thing with the people that we seeing getting locked up, who gonna catch these federal charges because they coming, because now the shit is national. And I told these dummies to settle down. Don't be talking and posting people. I tried to say it yesterday in a nice kind of way. But what's gonna happen? And here's the thing: I don't care nothing about the clown and all that old shit. My thing is, leadership should be talking way different about this situation than what they truly are. All right, they talking in a way as if this is just something that happened, and it's like they blowing it out of proportion. I don't think they're blowing it out of proportion. It's blown out of proportion because you've seen a misdemeanor turn into a felony, and you can blame whoever you want to blame. But the truth of the matter is, it's almost like an accident on the bridge in Cincinnati might not hit national news. But if an accident happened on the bridge and a car falls off the bridge on that accident, that just might hit national news. You feel what I'm saying to you? Some things start out small and they escalate. And a lot of people don't think before they do things. And when it gets to that escalated mode, now it's out of your hands of how people see it and how they treat it.
And then, man, you should have just said niggas, man. She go say animals. Just go ahead and keep it real. I just say niggas and now acting crazy.
Who said that?
Your chief, man. A bunch of animals and everything. Chief of police, man.
Okay. I mean, I hear that type of stuff all the time. Only time we get offended is when they say that about black people. All right. And I don't get offended by, I'm not that sensitive. I don't get offended every time somebody says something that play into some type of ende from back in the day. I don't get offended like that. You know, I mean, I don't know why they huffing and puffing. See, this is what I got a problem with, Twin. You're the perfect person to hear my frustrations. I'm frustrated when I hear people call in and have problems about how Cincinnati is treating its black businesses, when in fact you have the leadership that you voted for. You have everybody. I've been trying to tell y'all this since the day one of Wyatt Live. You have everybody in place. They can shut down bars. They can keep bars open. Why are you bitching and complaining when your leadership is everything that you ask for? It's from the city manager to the mayor to all of the city council. You have everything for you to be all you can be. Okay? So what are you complaining and bitching about? That's what you asked for. That's who you are. That's what you got. It's the same way they want you to feel about Trump, right? You can't have it one way or it's the same way, right? Do you ever say y'all voted for this shit? Did you ever say that? I'm just saying, because they don't have no problem telling you who you voted for. I just read a comment. This is the dummy that voted for Trump. Well, wait a minute. Let's look at local. How do you feel? How do you feel about your local government? Because they control what happens to you locally. Trump don't have nothing to do with shutting down the damn bar. He ain't got nothing to do with how black businesses in Cincinnati get shut down by liquor and all. He don't have nothing to do with that. These are local people who control the police and control. They might not control the liquor establishment, the liquor, liquor board. They might not control that, but you best believe that they got eyes on who doing what. They know who the liquor board is going after. They get their information from the police department of how many calls come from them bars. They know the activity that's coming out of them bars. Your leadership know. I don't hear any leadership coming out defending these bars that are being shut down. Do you?
Twin? So they said I'm a dummy in the chat.
Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't read that. I'm
voted for this dummy or something.
Yeah, no. They said this is the guy that voted for Trump. I just happened to read that because it was a very short. Some people write books and shit and paragraphs in here. It's hard for me to read them while I'm talking.
Just like you said, Trump don't pay my bills, man. Trump went down here Saturday when they took off. Trump went on there when them 13 people was protesting on the Viaduct right there across Kentucky or in Lincoln Heights. So that rhetoric y'all spitting about Trump and all that, man, go find Jesus, whoever you need to find, man. Because I could care less about it, man.
I know I'm the first one. I know I spit his name out. I'm sorry.
Man, I don't care about that, man. It is what it is. See, that's the only thing they can spit about. Trump this, Trump that, because you don't have nothing else to talk about. But like you said, it's the leaders, man.
Alethea, please call me. I need to know where that
and
video
the Congress
is.
And the representative make all this stuff that's representing Ohio.
Well, come on, man.
Got nothing to do with this, man.
You had a guy who you voted for come on the radio, come on your show, come on the talk today, and all he could do is talk about how rich people are getting all the money and all the tax cuts. He can't give you any policy or give you anything that they working on. All they want you to do is feel bad. They want to keep
about
you
Israel and Gaza and all that.
No, he can't answer that stuff. See, that's when you got a real sister.
I know Sister V checked them.
That's what I'm saying. When you talk about real shit, They have no answers. But if they want to keep you riled up about some shit, it's always, well, the rich man, the rich people, the rich. They never say, hey, we about to get rich. Let me show y'all how to get rich. Let me put you in these positions of how you can benefit from tax cuts. They don't talk like that. They want you to believe that everything is against you, because when you distort it in a mind, it's very easily to be influenced. Okay,
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
why I
have
say-
the motivation of being anything when someone, it's like a parent. If a parent teaches you you ain't gonna be shit, chances are you ain't gonna be shit.
Exactly. Hey, Wyatt, let me say this, man. Oh, God forbid, and I hope this don't happen. But I don't know, man. Things has changed like the weather and time. Look, if a next young person get murdered in Cincinnati, black, I want them to keep that same energy they doing right now for these white people. I want them to keep that same energy, man. If a next jump off for the blacks take place, because that's not right, man. Ain't my hair? That's not right.
Wait a minute. Let's break this down a little bit, twin. You saying that the next time a black kid or a black man gets shot and killed or whatever, murdered, let's just say murder, in the city of Cincinnati, you want them to have
drones, police, everything, helicopters, news reporter, breaking news everywhere. Because you can't play it on both. You can't have it on just one side, man.
What are you talking about, twin?
All of a sudden, this white man get jumped and all that. Y'all really don't show the full video and everything. Only thing clips y'all showing is that he get his head knocked and his girl get knocked out and all that.
Twin,
Next time y'all do this and y'all go after them 5 people y'all say y'all going after, go after the same criminals and stuff that's going to take place soon. Okay. It's coming to a city near you soon.
Twin,
just like when I looked at Memphis on a weekend and they had something going in Memphis, Wyatt, them police, when them young niggas was down there doing their thing, them police jumped out so fast and grabbed them guys up. No, y'all ain't having it right there on Beale Street. With a hot blockade, Wyatt. You've been on Beale Street before, I'm assuming.
I have.
In Memphis. And you know how it is. And everything just like Bourbon Street, New Orleans. And the police jumped out so fast, Wyatt. No, y'all ain't about to have it. Dude tried to swing on the police. He two-flexed him and Lex Luger him against the wall. No. Yeah, man. And then that man talking about some real police downtown.
Let me wheel it back in.
Okay, what? Oh, go ahead, Wyatt. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I got to wheel it back in just a little bit. I want to wheel it back into what you just said about the next black man that dies in the city of Cincinnati, that they want to make sure that you basically saying you want it highlighted and you want all this coverage.
Okay, because if you can go down there and get a white woman to say why this happened in my neighborhood, her husband gets stabbed and killed and all that. What about the people in other communities?
Well,
she get a holler, but we can't get a holler back. Come on, man, keep that same energy, player.
I hear you. And there's never going to be the same energy, because I've been saying that for 5 years.
I know.
We've been talking about that, how when certain people kill us and do us bad, then it's more of an extreme. It seems to be a different conversation. But when we find out that little Ricky got shot and killed up on Vine or whatever, it's not as much blowback. You don't get as much, of the same energy, if you want to call it that. However, twin, I think what you're missing, and a lot of people are missing, did you notice how the news media they all said shit like, we can't show the video because we don't have permission to do it? Did you notice that from the news media?
Yeah, man, what?
Okay,
I pay attention to everything.
I think they wanted to let it kind of go away for a couple different reasons. Number one, I can understand from a political, I'm just going to be honest with you. Don't get mad at me, family. I'm just giving you my opinion, okay? I think from a political stand, this is the worst thing, that you can't will this. The toothpaste is out of the bottle on this one, out of the tube. You can't pull this back in, Cincinnati. This is national. It's a national impression now. This is the worst thing that a city could have out there right now when you're trying to build. When you're trying to be a city, a city, that people want to do NCAA basketball. People want to do Big Three and all this stuff to bring money, tax dollars to the city. This type of stuff is bad. That's why they didn't really want to, put it out there on the news and make it a big deal. It would have been better. That's why you don't see all the stuff that happened downtown every weekend in the news. Shit like, maybe not quite to this severity. Fights happen down there all the time. Kids are down there all the time. We've been talking about it for years over here. They just don't shine it on. I told everybody they only show 10% of the shit that go on in your city on the news, only 10%. I said a long time ago, you'd have to start the news. You'd have to start the 10 o'clock news at 6 o'clock for you to get the full day of 911 calls and all the domestic violence and all the stabbings and all the people that got shot and all the calls that 911 get in Hamilton County. You'd have to start news at fucking 5 o'clock. The 10 o'clock news have to start at 5. But they only show you 10%. And what you have to do is you have to understand their position. And that is, we can't be highlighted like this. Now, this one here hit social media. This last weekend hit social media. There was, you could not show it. You could not talk about it because it would have looked crazy.
Hey, why they got this off social media though, right?
Yeah, but hold on. You can't have a national news coverage and not have local news coverage on it. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I've never heard a news company, and I could be wrong. I've never heard a news company locally say that I can't use some coverage off of Facebook. I can't use coverage off of Facebook. We don't have permission to use the Facebook cover. I've never heard them say that. I've never heard. I mean, I've seen them have the little thing courtesy of Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that. I've heard it, but I've never really seen them get to a point where they had to say we couldn't show something. It's just that I didn't get it because here's what happens. Even on channel 5, let's just use them as an example. Channel 5 has a Facebook account. Okay. So if you have a Facebook account, you can actually show that footage because it's public to the Facebook algorithm. It's exactly out there. So how you going to tell people, or Trisha Mackey and all them, before they showed the video, they give the false information or whatever information they was given, but they can't show the video because they said that they didn't have permission to show it, when in fact those companies have Facebook pages. They easily could have referred people to the Facebook page, or they could have played something off their Facebook page that they own. They could have broadcasted that. So no, miss me with the we didn't have coverage. This is one of them things I've been trying to tell y'all, that sometimes leadership try to control your media as well. This is a bad look for the city. Let's try to see how far this is going to go. If we can blow the little match out before it blows up, let's see if we can do that. But this one hit so hard that there was no coming back from this one. They couldn't reduce it. They could not put it out there. They couldn't make and it took, look, you see how long it took the mayor to make a response, right?
Right.
Because we had to fall back and see, well, how far is this going to go before we really have to make a move or say something? And and I remember I don't know if he was the last, but I remember when Christopher Smitherman was on the public safety, he was the head of public safety. I remember how hard of a time my community gave him. I remember they used to dog Christopher Smitherman when something happened in the black community. It was always his way. Them conservatives don't really want us to eat. They don't really. I remember all that shit. I remember it like it was yesterday. And it's just funny that you're not getting the same blowback right now. See, I find it a little insulting when someone tries to tell me that black businesses don't get treated fair. But yet it's those same black people in our communities, and it's those same black businesses that voted for the people that make the decisions of how they being treated. So what does that tell you?
So that one, what's it called? That pizza joint down there, Rashida's, Tiki's, whatever. So it closed down permanently now?
I don't know.
Oh,
it's a pizza joint?
I forgot. It's a restaurant down there. I think it was black owned.
Okay.
I wanted to close down permanently because Lincoln mentioned it. They got the locks and everything on the door. I remember they went to court last year before last, and they opened back up, and Lincoln mentioned that it's closed now.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
It was a nice pizza joint.
Yeah, I can't speak on that. I don't know anything about that. But generally what happens when clubs or bars or restaurants get shut down, it's usually because of one of many things, but it's usually in my eyes, it's usually financial, or it might be something dealing with licensing. All right. If a bar loses its liquor license, they might as well shut down like right now.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's real.
You see what I'm saying? They might as well just shut down right now. Because you can't.
Other thing, man, if dude calls all this, what you riot, whatever it was, provoked this man. I think I mean, you know, two wrongs don't make a right, Wyatt. And if he caused all this, I think he should be charged too, man. Regardless of felony,
Who you talking
misdemeanor,
about?
whatever.
Who you talking
He
about?
should be charged, and people should feel safe to go downtown. I don't, you know, I go down there, you know, once a week maybe, hit the banks up and all that, you know, just to get, you know, some air and everything, and just take my son down there, get his feet wet or something like that, you know, just to have fun. But I mean, I don't fear, you know, I mean, things happen, things happen. You know, I pray everywhere I go because I know how people crazy out here.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just go down there just to have fun. I'm a taxpayer, so I don't feel my life threatened or nothing like that.
Well,
I mean,
I'm glad you don't, but I'm going to say this, and I got it on the record, and I'm live on video right
go
now.
ahead, player.
I don't go anywhere downtown without my, what do you call them, pole?
Your pole.
It's always on me. FYI. You hear me? FYI. You
See what I can't carry it. I can't carry it like
well,
I want
I'm sorry about that. But it would never be me. It's gonna take some work to drag me like they got drugged down there. It's gonna take some work. Like they're gonna have to put in some work. You're gonna have to do something. You have to catch me way off guard, and my guard is always
no.
up.
Where the banks though, I can't say why. Hey, they came a long way, dog. They got it. Hey, they ain't playing that. You ain't got no ID. Don't bring your ass up in here.
Well, here's the
and
thing.
You want to act a monkey, a donkey out here? We got some fun.
And here's the thing. That's how you protect.
Wyatt.
That's how you protect your license. See, a lot of people want to argue about these companies losing their license and it's not fair and all that old shit. Pull out the police reports. Pull out what we fighting for, bro. I'm with you if you can show me that your place is no different than all the other places. Show me. If I'm with you. But don't come on and just give one side like most people do. Come in and give one side of the story, and now you want the whole community. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I ain't doing that, bro. You know how many people, what's your favorite word? Pump fake? Some people be pump faking like somebody did them wrong, and they got this crazy ass track record behind them. They got drugs and all type of shit going in and out of them clubs. I didn't went to bat for people that's been dead ass wrong, and I look like a damn fool sitting back here talking about they being done a certain kind of way. I don't do that.
That's very true.
I ain't doing that no more, bro. I learned. I learned
hey, that's true, man.
It didn't take me to get fit. I've been learning that. I didn't learn that at 50. I learned that shit in my 30s.
That's true, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
they can
true,
keep on
man.
doing.
Hey, what else on the menu, man? You know, I had to get that off my chest, and I had to.
That's
you know,
it,
really,
brother.
really. You know, I'm 45 years old. I get tired of the bull, man. Off this platform podcast I engage in, because you know you keep it real, man. Thing you know you speak and whatever. You from the hood or whatever, the ghetto, and you know you gotta relate and engage in everything. And now I love Lincoln West. Don't get me wrong, that's my guy, but you know, truth got to be told, man. I'm not speaking about him, but the people they bring on there don't speak the truth. And what made me mad to engage on there, because I hear this 93-year-old story that Cincinnati black community began playing. I said, whoa, they treating them like that?
What?
And y'all got these people, huh?
You switched gears on me real quick there, partner. What did you say?
I heard a story that for 93 years that the black community been getting played.
Oh, okay.
And everything. So I didn't know that. And that's what caused me to engage with Lincoln on Lincoln show and how they was whining, well, we not getting this and this, they ain't doing this. And I'm like,
well,
like you said, you got a black man, a lot of black leaders, and you mean to tell me, man, what is about? I'll see you in the next 4 years.
I ain't trying to hear that. They talk about everybody money but theirs. The highest paid public official in Cincinnati is a black woman. So they can miss me with all that shit. The highest paid public official, I don't know if that's a public official, but the highest paid city worker is a black woman. That's all I'll say about that. And they can miss me with all that other shit. They can hire and fire. They control HR. They do all that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear none of that old shit about how somebody being treated when in fact you run it. That's like me owning a restaurant and I come in bitching and complaining every day about the bread being stale. Well, why don't I change the bread then? I own it. I run it. I can't stand going in the Wyatt restaurant. I am Wyatt. I can't stand going into that place. The staff is horrible. The bread is always stale. You would look at me crazy like, well, damn, Wyatt, why don't you change it? You call the shots.
Hey, what you think about this dude, man? That you heard about it? I don't know if you got really knew that guy up in that New York. What I mentioned earlier.
The
You
guy
know him?
who shot the building up.
Yeah, went in there and shot the 4 people, aiming at. He caught the wrong elevator. He's going to guess to handle business in the NFL department.
I heard he had some ties with the NFL. I don't know if he was a former
He said he
player.
suffered from CTE or something like that.
Well, you know how he say that because shit, he ain't even
You gotta
alive.
discover. You gotta donate your brain for them to say that. They show said it mighty quick, but you have to. They gotta examine your brain for CTE, right?
Well, I don't know if he's a donor. You know, twin, I don't know much about that situation. I was gonna bring it
Yeah,
up
you
today
have to
and try to
be.
get
I
some.
mean, if you want your people donate your brain, or whatever,
Okay.
you have to, dissect,
Okay.
to see do you really
Yeah,
suffer
I know
from
all of
CTE.
that, but I don't know if he's a donor. I don't know, if it's really CT. I don't know if it's CTE. I really don't know. I don't
I'm
know
trying
any
to
of
see
that.
that I know him from like playing in the NFL or college
Yeah,
level,
I don't even
or
know
you
his
might know
name.
him.
I don't know his name right now.
Right.
I really don't know his name. I don't know enough about him. How about I do this? How about we talk about him a little bit tomorrow? Probably if we
Okay.
let the story breathe a little bit, we'll have a better understanding. I don't even have the guy name, so I know
All right,
I
one
can't.
more. Give me 30 seconds. What?
You got it.
I think that was a good idea what Deion Sanders did
What do you do?
from he held back. He didn't want his kids to be a distraction. Him being the distraction to his kids. He suffered from bladder cancer. He's
Okay.
over it now.
Okay.
He say if you look at his interview from yesterday, Wyatt,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's real tearful a little bit because he said he was hiding his disease from his kids, but because he didn't want to be a distraction for them going to the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No, that
his
makes sense.
other son, Junior, knew about it and everything, but he didn't want the other ones to know because they'd have been distraction and they would throw them off their square and everything.
That makes
About,
sense. That makes sense because
yeah, and
not
I'm
only
like,
was
oh
he their
wow, that's
father.
powerful right there.
No, for sure.
Well, they remind me of my mama when she had cancer and everything and tumor, and she didn't want us to work. And she told my sister at the last minute.
Okay.
And my
Hey,
sister told
I got something for you, twin. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I want to get this
no,
before
you
it
good, you
move off the
good, man.
screen. Linda Reed said, and like I said, I'm gonna look into this all tomorrow, but I trust what Linda Reed says. She good people sometimes. Church lady. I'm just playing. She said he had a note on him saying that's why he didn't shoot himself in the head. So I guess you're right. He may have wanted to do the experiment. Will Smith played in that movie. I don't know if it was called Concussion or something of that nature, but that was a great movie. Go check that out.
Linda Reed talking about the New York guy.
Yeah, the guy who
The
shot.
shooter.
Yeah, she's saying that he shot himself. I guess he shot himself in the chest or something. And she said that he said that he didn't want to shoot himself in the head. I guess so they can do the research. You feel me?
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Oh
That do
wow.
make sense.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for taking my call, man. Keep it gangster,
Okay,
man.
bro. Take it easy.
One
Thanks.
love, man.
Same to you, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for engaging with us, twin. I appreciate it. Those that are calling, I appreciate your calls, but unfortunately, I only have one phone line. So I can only I can only take one call. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this. Donnie said, my brother, I am definitely going to lose some people on this one. As a contractor, I've worked on, excuse me, Donnie, I'm with you, bro. It's just moving on the screen. He said, damn it. It's moving fast today, bro. My apologies. He says, as a contractor, I've worked on many luxury apartments in downtown. Hold on one second, Donnie. I'm reading. He says, as a contractor, I've worked on many luxury apartments in downtown. They're trying to resolve this issue quickly to retain their high-paying clients and protect their significant downtown investment, maximize their profits. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why they fell back on trying to get this story out there and put it in the news. They just wanted it to be a local video thing. They didn't really want it to stretch out outside the Hamilton County area or especially out of Ohio. And when it hit national, now you have to go local and show it. You feel what I'm saying? Because now you got Fox, CNN, and all these other bloggers and people like us talking about it. And I've already seen some of my favorite podcasters talking about this already. I watch a few different podcast shows. You're absolutely right. And Donnie, that's why we only see 10% of the crime that's going on. That's why when you hear shit about crime is down, You have to believe what you want to believe in the people you want to believe in and all that stuff. But for me, I understand that crime statistics are business. All right. All the way from when I was sending, going off to school, my daughters and stuff, we looked into the crime statistics of those areas. And it's like, you sure, babe, you want to go off to this? And you sure that? And here's the thing, my baby go off to Belmont and there's a shooting at the campus the first year she's there. It's not necessarily her roommate, but her dorm mate, the girl that lives right next door to her, right in that dorm, she's dead. And I can't imagine what her parents feel like. You feel what I'm saying? Like that could have been my baby as a freshman. And you pay parents that are really on their shit. They look into stuff like that. Like, what's the crime rate? What's going on? And do you really think if a parent like me seen the crime rate of University of Cincinnati or up in Clifton, I would be concerned about that? And it would play a major part in our decision on where we gonna go. All right. So yeah, it plays. I hear exactly what you're talking about. Roz says Anton Daniels. That's right. That's one of my guys. He's up in the Detroit area. Anton already talking about this. If y'all don't know about Anton Daniels, go check him out. I mean, he's a very intelligent dude. We've spoken several times. He told me a long time ago, hey, Roz, since you said the name, he said, hey, why are you talented, man? You should be doing way bigger. I was like, bro, I don't have time to do what y'all do. They do videos all day. This is what they do for a living now. I don't do this. Maybe when I retire one day, I'll give it a little bit more. But here's the thing, Roz, guess what, bro? Guess what? I'll have 5 years or 6 years into this. When I retire, I'll be a little bit more polished and understand the podcast game and understand things. And maybe we will go national. I just don't want to do it right now. I don't want to do what Anton Daniels and them do. Maybe one day, I'm not counting it out. I'm saying I don't have time to do and pursue it like they do. And I watch his show regularly. I watch the Millionaire Morning Show. I don't watch it live. I catch what I can catch. And I watch his takes on things. And yes, they're talking about this situation. You see what I'm saying? So I pay attention to people that I agree with. I pay attention to the ones I don't agree with. And I try to find myself somewhere in the medium. It might not sound like it, but I do. Let me go to the phone lines real fast before we get out of here. We're short on time. We got about 10, 15 more minutes of the show. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
What up, Wyatt?
Hey, Drop Squad 52. Sorry, did I steal that from you? I'm sorry.
No, man, it's all good, bro.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'm not twin, and I'm definitely not Fame Rothstein. Shout out to those two brothers who I know are black and not Democrat. But Wyatt, this story, the so-called brawl.
And you in Cali. Let's let the callers.
I'm in Cali.
Let's let everybody know, because we have people that I'm not familiar with here, okay? So there's people here that I'm not familiar with, so I'm just going to let you know. Drop Squad 52 is calling out of California. Go ahead, bro.
Right. And this story would have gained more national coverage had not the shooter in New York occurred.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Because now that we all know the story on the New York shooter, how it was related, because he was a football player, got all the way to the professional level playing in Canada, but it was the CTE.
Okay.
He was heading to the NFL offices, right? Okay. And the reason he shot himself in the heart was because he left a note, just like the lady in your chat said.
Okay.
He wanted his brain to be donated to research. Former San Diego Charger, Junior Seau, he did the same thing when he committed suicide.
Right.
He shot himself in the heart because he wants the brain of football players to be studied.
Yeah.
But as far as the politics of this, Wyatt,
okay,
and I had a big smile on my face when you was talking about politics.
Okay.
Because it is for strict political reasons that certain networks did not release that video. Okay? But it's on the same network TV show's X account. And like you said, on Facebook accounts. But for some reason, nationally, all the media was covering the shooting in New York.
Okay.
So now it's on AvTab, right? Because AvTab has aspirations for 2028. That's why he didn't want the footage released. That's why his police chief was acting like it was social media fault.
Why everybody putting it out of context? Because Wyatt, it looked like two white people getting jumped by a crowd of black folks and black folks standing around watching and recording.
But that's what happened.
But there's more to the story. Okay, so let me ask you this. Because when I saw the press conference or highlights yesterday, I'm asking myself, why does the police chief keep saying that there's more to the video than what they're saying on social media, putting it out of context? So she knows what the context is, right?
Yeah, I think.
Why wouldn't she say it?
Well, because
I know why.
Well, okay, why?
Because she's going to be making some arrests, and people are going to be charged. So she's going to say that she can't talk about an ongoing investigation. Because I'm wondering, why is she going off like that, as if the posting on X was worse than the actual event? Because that woman could have died, Wyatt. She could have died, bro.
I know. You ain't got to tell me. Let me tell you why the police chief is saying what she's saying. She ain't saying it right. She's not being 100 about this, okay? She's more concerned with her reputation and how people in the city gonna perceive her instead of telling the truth. She know all the video, from the bar footages to the videos that some people haven't even seen, and she has seen every video that we as the public have seen. All right, she's seen every video. Okay, she's seen videos that we haven't seen, and they're gonna have video of they're gonna have video of these people in restaurants or whatever bar or club they were in to see how they were behaving. They're gonna have videos of everybody that they're gonna charge. They probably have video of them before this incident even happened. I'm talking an hour before this even happened. And they
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, yes, Wyatt.
It does. It does.
No, it does not.
Okay.
What you see on those videos, Wyatt, you saw a felonious assault, and the guy who punched the woman, he could be charged with attempted murder.
Well, it all depends on how it depends on her injuries.
Right. So whatever happened in a bar behind alcohol does not justify you hitting that woman like that.
Where I was going with that drop, I understand. I agree with what you just said, but I think you didn't let me finish. What I was saying is they have video of these people, what they were doing prior to this incident, which is very important, because as a defense attorney, I would ask, what was the behavior of these individuals? We have footage showing that these guys were being disruptive in nightclubs, meaning the white folks. They were being, I know. Meaning they were being disruptive. There were people running around saying that these folks were saying having racial slurs and innuendos and saying things and doing things, and they were intimidating people, and that caused this situation of a standoff.
Wyatt, the only way that would fly would be if they had a self-defense case.
What I'm trying to tell you is,
so even
you don't think that the people that's gonna get charged,
Wyatt, effing way.
So you think they just gonna throw themselves at the mercy of the court, the people that's being charged for doing what they did? You don't think?
No, they're gonna have public defenders.
Maybe,
I guarantee you. But it's gonna depend on the charges, Wyatt.
What I'm trying to tell you, Drop, is a defense team is going to go in and try to find where the white people was doing things to egg this on. Just like what you see, the public only has, hold on, let me tell you, the public only has a video that shows the white folks the white man slapping the brother, and that's enough justification for a lot of people in the community right there, that everybody got jumped on because one white man hit one black man. Instead of them fighting it out, everybody's cool with the fact, and I don't mean cool, but I mean that's the justification of everybody else who had nothing to do with the slap getting jumped. So as a defense, my thing would be, show me the video of, I can show you, sir, I can show you, Your Honor, video of these guys being assaulting, being nasty towards other people, calling them names, calling them the N-word, doing all of this shit, and they rose this situation up to make it what it is. And that's what elevated this situation.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Okay. The one thing you did not mention was that these agitators were physically assaulting the victims.
No.
Therefore, causing them to retaliate in the street the way they did that based on what we saw in the video. The only way that's just going to work, Wyatt, is if the timeline is disturbance in the bar, go outside, video shows them getting their ass whooped. It can't be like 15 minutes later, they follow them down the street. No, it can't be like in the parking lot. No, Wyatt, because it can't.
So you're trying to tell me
you cannot justify that just because somebody white used the N-word in a place where it's a bunch of black people.
Whoa. You're sounding as if I think that's a good defense. I'm saying I'm saying these are going to be attempted in a defense case. When, as a defense attorney, you're going to try to find something that's going to shatter the way that they were carrying themselves. Like, this is why we did this. This is why my client, who didn't get slapped in the face, this is what egged him on and made him do the things that he did, because they were being it was racially, motivated because of this. Because I'm telling you what's going to happen. These are going to be rated as federal hate crimes. I promise you that's going to happen. And I didn't want to have
No. Why? Okay. That depends on what the Cincinnati prosecutor does. That's why I say it depends on what the police chief. It depends on what the police chief's investigation finds to where the prosecutor files the attempted murder charge, the assault with intent.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Because a federal prosecutor can come in and just take over the whole situation and do what he or she wants to do with that. So you can't tell if it's a federal hate crime. So you trying to tell me that if a federal prosecutor sees a situation and they can remove a local prosecutor from a local case if they feel like it. They have the jurisdiction to do that if it's a federal situation.
Why? Again, bro, calm down now.
I'm just telling you because
Wyatt, I'm just telling you what I saw and heard from your mayor and from your police chief. And I'm telling you, their responses were politically motivated because, for one, the people involved, who the victims are and who the perpetrators are. Now, the guy that hit the woman in the video I saw, I couldn't tell if he was just a person of color, right? But again, like I said, Wyatt, because of who the victim and the perpetrators are, it is a political case. That's why there was the mayor's office trying to stop the video from being shown. The police chief saying that, why didn't somebody call us? Where the hell were the police when you have that large gathering of people in the first place?
They were stuck in traffic, Drop. See how funny that shit sound? But it's the truth. That's what they said, that they were stuck in traffic. I promise you.
That's why I'm telling you, Cincinnati is just run by the wrong people.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
I mean, it's just ever since I've been listening to Cincinnati politics going back to 2018, it's just run by bad people, period. But unfortunately, the citizens of the city keep electing these bad people. And maybe after an incident like that and all the things surrounding it, maybe the voting public will start saying, well, maybe we need to look into who these candidates are, what their background is, and how they feel specifically about crime.
That's never going to happen because you have the politicians already going on network or television and podcasts and radio already saying things like, we had a great time that night. We had all these activities for 3 straight days, and we had one bad night, and they making a big deal of it. That's how, I mean, I'm not joking. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, again,
not that we had grown men punching women in the face, knocking them out. That could possibly be a potential murder charge. Not that this is in the middle in a business district of your downtown area. Not that they're not saying. I mean, look, man, it's easy to sit back and say we got to do better. That's how you massage shit, bro. How many times you gonna have to hear that before you just be like, oh man, shut the fuck up? I mean, just be honest.
Wyatt, you know what? It's almost like, I mean, away from the actual physical assault of those 2 people, but It's almost like what happened with Carnival Cruise, where they were forced to change the rules. And then you had people talk about their races. And why can't you understand that when black people party, they like to turn up?
Same old shit every time. It's the same thing. We can say that about certain neighborhoods in the Cincinnati area.
Right, because I know it's black people that were out at that event or in that area.
Well, there was black and white people out that night.
But I'm saying it was some black people that was probably saying to themselves, damn, we can't have nothing. It's always
of
some
course, because
nigga that's gonna fuck it up.
Listen, man, let me tell you something. Listen, bro. There are some very well invested strip. I mean, I don't think Lando's been open a year yet. I couldn't imagine having this type of stuff happening on a street that I just invested $500,000 in, and this type of shit is happening, and I got to look around and be like, bro, is all of this necessary? You see what I'm saying? Like, one of the biggest fears as a business person, I had an incident happen outside my office one time, and the people in my building weren't happy about that. They like, are you bringing this type of behavior over to where we live? You got to understand, not only is this a business district, people live upstairs in these buildings. This is a downtown district, all right? So you got to ask yourself, like, if you start seeing this on a regular basis, the complaints are going to come in. The more complaints that happen in your area, the more at risk your liquor license is in. All of that plays a factor. But a lot of people who aren't business oriented, and that's not a knock on people, y'all justifying and not really seeing the bigger picture here. Do you know who they put on the news? They put the black business owners. They put Lando on the news. God bless my brother. They put Lando on the news. He just invested him and his wife, they just invested all that money in that business right there. They put another black guy that owns a business right there. You have to go talk to them dudes because you got to let them they have to make an expression out there. They have to say something like, look, this is not how we're doing things. This is not how we run stuff. This was a bad isolated incident. I get that because they have so much at risk. Why would people who go out, Lando is he's an upscaled wine location. His spot shouldn't even be close to this situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? It should.
No, wait. What you mean by that, Wyatt?
Well, no, it's
what you mean by that? Where is this location?
Well, I'm talking about the location of where this incident happened. No. Real talk. I'm talking
I know, but it sounded like you were saying that because of the nature of his wine business, he should be in an upscale neighborhood.
No. What I mean by that, and I'll keep it 100, is his level of clientele is not the people that would be out fighting in the street like that. What?
I know. I'm being honest. He's an upscale. There's some people that take that the wrong way. And you know how they love to come at you, Wyatt.
Well, that's okay, because if you can't see that I complimented somebody in their business and you want to try to take the negative out of that, which I know there's people that do that, that's on them, bro. They can take that shit to another show. I'm okay with saying what's real. I'm okay with that. They can misconstrue whatever they want to. I'm okay with that. They ain't hurting my feelings. They stay in their cocoon. Yeah. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So anyway, Wyatt, I'm going to keep it short because I know your show normally ends around this time. But all I'm saying, Wyatt, because your mayor, Aftab Fairval, has 2028 presidential candidate aspirations.
That ain't going to never happen.
But I'm just saying,
I don't know when
people contribute to guys like him for a future run, he gets paranoid when he has incidents like this happen in his city. Okay? So hopefully it'll be more police presence in these areas, because really that's how control.
But no, you can't say that. I don't know where do you know what, bro? You say you know the politics of Cincinnati, right?
I said I've been aware of it.
Yeah. So when you say something like that, it makes me believe, Drop, that you don't know the politics of Cincinnati. Because the thing that the leaders in the city of Cincinnati say is, we can't police our way out of these situations. More police is what's not needed. Now, hear me out, bro. Just a quick let me backtrack a little bit. More police are not needed. However, you got people already saying, well, where was the police? There was no police in the area. The chief said they were stuck in traffic. Okay, and I don't know how you don't. And
Wyatt, there were no police. She admitted she had nobody in that area for that large crowd.
I know.
Because she kept saying, well, why didn't somebody just call us?
Well, wait a minute.
No, bitch, you're supposed to have your people there.
They had one out of all that camera stuff, that all these people with the cameras and phones and all that shit. They had one 911 call about this incident. One. And
now, I bet it was from a black person.
Probably so. So. Now, however, look at this though. When you say we need more police officers, you're talking to a city that's probably 100 police officers shy of what they're supposed to have. So
yeah, that's across the country. That's across America.
But it's because of the same reason. Because when you tell people that we need more police officers, them same groups of folks say, you can't police your way out of this. You can't police.
Yeah, you can.
I know you can, but that's their excuse of it. That's why that's why they're relevant, because they make their stories and the things that they say are, you don't need more police. But wait a minute, show me how we're being successful without them. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to argue with nobody. Just show me how it's working out better with less than what you need. Now, if you can show me an area where the crime is all the way down and you only need 25 police officers or 30, that's fine. But my thing is this. They always say, well, there's no solutions to the problem. My question is this. How many cities are there drop in the United States? 500?
A lot.
Yeah, about 500 cities. Out of 500 cities, how many do you think are always in the conversations of this bad shit, shooting and killing and all that? A handful, right?
Yes. So that's political.
Right. So
voters.
But hold on. Wouldn't you
for a
say,
specific party?
Right. But wait. Before you go there, let me just say this. Let's just say out of the 500 cities, 20 of them, would you say is a fair number? 20 of them are pretty much running the same ruckus out of them? Wouldn't you say that about 20 of them?
Yeah, I mean, just jump straight to the point. Why we're talking about cities that are run by the Democrat Party.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. Trust and believe. I'm saying if I got 20 cities out of 500, and those 20 cities are looking at people saying, well, what do we do? You show us, Mr. Know-It-All, how to do something. I mean, any logistics person, any project manager would tell you, well, you got 480 other cities to maybe pattern yourself after. I mean, wouldn't that make sense? I don't have to be the know-it-all guy. You got other mayors, you got other cities to pattern yourself after. What are they doing right that you're doing wrong?
But see, Wyatt, it makes sense, but it's not practical for some of these cities because they don't have the budget of like a New York, Chicago, Detroit, LA, where a lot of the crime happens. Well, but when you have a small city like Cincinnati and a crime like this occurs because everything is political and you have black people beating on white people,
well, wait a minute.
Again, that becomes a political story.
That's not a good excuse. That's not a good excuse. That's not a good breakdown of how that happens, because you got to look at per rata too. You got to look at, if you look at the crime that's happening in some of the smaller cities, such as Cincinnati, you can't compare the crime numbers overall over somewhere like New York or Chicago, which is 3 times the size of the city. But if you look at the per capita, it will work out to somewhat be the same thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right, of course. But I also said that these are major cities run by Democrats, and their voting constituents vote Democrat. So therefore it becomes political on what crimes cover. Like sometimes, like the guy in New York, CNN said he could be white. Everybody looking at that shit knew he wasn't white.
But you're talking CNN, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying because it's happening in New York City, it's going to get national coverage.
Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something.
You have events all across the country, Wyatt.
Let me tell you something.
Similar crime is crime.
Right.
But it depends on where it happens and who the victims and the perpetrators are.
I agree. Can I piggyback off that for one quick second? And then we can break part and we can shake hands and love each other like we do. Can you imagine?
Yes,
I need you to, let's play, I don't want to say devil's advocate. Let's just do a role reversal. You brought up CNN, right? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if this situation that happened in Cincinnati happened in Dakota, in North Dakota somewhere, and it was a rodeo or whatever. It was this jazz rodeo show, and it was 4 black people that got beat down like that. You know, it would go national, but you'd have CNN trucks out there, and they'd have them big ass trucks with the radar on the top, and the shit. They'd have everything there. CNN ain't been to Cincinnati. They not even reporting this thing like it was like it's a national story. They not even doing that. But
right,
if it was the
reason it became a national story was because of social media, not the local press.
No, I know that.
So the big boys in media, they saw this, right? They picked it up. But I'm just saying.
So now let me ask you this: if local media, like they tried to do, could have got away with this thing just staying within the Cincinnati, the Hamilton County area, not going anywhere, do you think they would have held it if they could?
Nope, can't do it these days.
I know.
Because again,
no. I said if they could have done it, they would have done it.
Yes,
of course. It's
because
just like
of
this.
Who the mayor is.
I know, but now let me say this to you as well. The young man down in Texas who stabbed the white boy, the twin.
Yeah, that's Mr. His name is Carmelo Anthony.
Right, like the basketball player.
Right.
Do you notice that there's no footage that they've released to the public of that incident?
Well, because of the case.
Well, I understand that, but we got a case going on here, right, in live TV. We don't know if those people gonna live or die. That shit been out here. My point is this: don't you think that they confiscated all those cell phones from that incident?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
right.
It was important for them. Wait, it was important for them to suppress a lot of things that were going to be used as evidence in that case. You get what I'm saying to you?
Yes, but again, Wyatt, the victim and the perpetrator. If there was video showing that the white dude was pushing on Carmelo, calling him in the N-word, and he pulled out his knife, then I guarantee you would see that video of that black man defending himself against that white guy.
I agree. And now let me give you one on top of that. If there was video of these white people in Cincinnati antagonizing, calling black people names, being racial, like this is the description. I heard people and seen it in the comment screens and heard people making comments and saying things like, well, this is what happens when you start talking all that, when you start racial slurs and all that old shit. And that's why I was trying to tell you earlier in our conversation drop, I would love to see some of those videos before this incident happened or during the incident of these guys instigating fights. I want to see it. Now, my sister, Thea Williams, said earlier about 30 minutes ago, she said, there's more video out. You know it's coming. There's more video out here showing that the white man was hit first. And that's why he was squaring up. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but that's pretty much what the text message, that's what the post said, the comment said that she wrote.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
But Wyatt, that would only be a factor if the guy who got hit by the white guy in the bar or wherever took it into the street and he was the one beating him. But I saw the dude get punched by 4 or 5 different people.
There's no debate there. First of all,
okay,
we
so
all
those people getting charged.
Yes, absolutely. Look,
and Cincinnati better charge, right? Because if they don't, Trump and his DOJ, they coming to town, baby.
Well, first of all, I believe I am agreeant with the police chief of Cincinnati in this particular case of saying anybody that put hands on somebody should be charged. So you have to charge the white dude for putting. I don't care if he got kicked first, shoved or whatever. He was involved in the fight. Okay. And what we want to do as our community, we want to say that's what started. That's what started it. Now, I don't know if it is or not. All I'm saying is you got to be a super dumbass or a super brave ass or a super liquored up person to be 4 people. The women had on skirts, mini skirts. They wasn't out there in shit that was ready to rumble. But what
time of night was it?
3 o'clock in the morning, bro.
It was 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning. They got
and see again. I'm leaving, but Wyatt, 3 in the morning, large crowd, no police presence, even just to catch people in DUIs leaving the bar.
Bro, listen to here.
Listen
here. Hold on. I got another piece of information that I learned. I learned that they sent one of the squad units, like the riot squad, and not riot squad, but one of those squad units. They sent them home at like 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. And see what happens.
Oh my God.
Special unit. You listen.
Special tactics SWAT.
Yes, this
special
is
weapons and tactics.
Bruh, this is one of the largest events in the city of Cincinnati that weekend. That's like pulling out of Afghanistan, pulling your army out first, your military out first, and leaving everything else there. It's the same way that people do. You can tell when you got people that are competent running shit and people that are not. And then you got people that actually support incompetency. Do you understand what I'm saying, bro? Because it's about who they are, not what they do. They might, bruh, we got a city that bitches and complains about they treat black business different. Well, who is they? Because you got who is they? Your city manager is black. Wait a minute, whoa.
You know who it is.
No, your city manager is black. Your mayor is Asian, and you got all Democrats on your city council. So who is they? Who are they? I mean,
it's white. It's the white structure. Why? It's not the people.
But if you
in the structure, because the people in the white structure can be any color, but black people have been conditioned to think that it's the structure. It ain't the people in it.
No, it would be one thing if the structure. No, it would be one thing if the structure hired them, but it's another thing when you put them in place. They had to convince you that they were for you. It's not like the structure put them in place. I had to vote for that person.
Yeah,
I put that person in that spot.
It's systemic racism. Why?
All I'm saying to you, brother,
it's not a person.
All I'm saying
it's a system. It's an entity.
All I'm saying to you, brother, is this. I used this example earlier. Maybe you heard it. Maybe you didn't. If I own a restaurant, I would be a damn fool if I bitched and complained every day that my bread that I'm giving my clients is stale, and my clientele and my workers are assholes, or they're bad and mean and evil people. You know what I'm saying? Why would I hire them? Why would I use stale bread if I'm the shot caller? You see what I would be mad at myself. See what I'm saying? I can't blame the bakery. I use a different bakery. I can't blame the employees for who I hired. I go get me another staff. But you look stupid as hell when you're sitting back blaming a system that you put in place.
Well, why again? We're heading into the last month of summer, August, and I just hope there are no more incidents like this. And luckily, that lady didn't die, or that guy, if he deserved that ass whipping by the guy that he slapped, yeah, he should be charged. Yeah, but
that's too much
other people to jump in because the black guy that got slapped may have been a little bitch and didn't do nothing. That don't justify black people to do what we saw in that video, Wyatt. Well, I don't care, Jerica Van. I saw your comments, girl. It don't justify that type of behavior.
They know it
period.
They know it don't, bro. They know it don't. It's just they know it don't. Okay, I'm not even gonna fall into the trap of going into the twisting up what we trying to say, finding a victory in some bullshit. I ain't about to fall for that.
Right.
I'm not doing that. That's how they move and that's how they do things. It's a no-go for me on that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be hearing. I'm pretty sure your show is going to report. You're going to report the charges and who's being charged. Will they have another press conference showing the people that were charged and explaining everything that happened? Because again, why it just didn't look good on video. It just didn't look good. But again, it's who are the people involved. That's all.
Well, that was put together. I mean, that's the argument now. Not what happened. It's the perception of what happened. It's they making us look bad. That's the conversation now. These things didn't really happen. We got to pay attention to who threw the first punch. That doesn't justify anything that happened past that first punch. If that brother that got slapped, it was a slap actually. That brother that got slapped and he beat the shit out of the dude that slapped him, this conversation will be totally different. But all that side and other people that didn't get slapped, all that stuff that went on, they have nothing for that. Okay, they can just keep on talking about what they talking about to feel them, make it make sense to them. I don't listen, bro. I'm okay if they not cool with me about that. I'm okay with that. I don't want to be. I don't even want to. You know, I don't need them type of conversations. If we don't see things, certain things, I'm cool with everybody's opinion. Okay, I'm cool with everybody's opinion. But there's certain things that your opinion kind of explain your mentality. You feel what I'm saying? I don't need that around me. Like, cool, go somewhere else because I'm cool. I don't. If that's how you out here thinking, cool. Because I ain't gonna take you with me nowhere because you gonna try to justify doing some dumb shit. Well, Wyatt, he slapped you, so I beat the shit out of him. No, I got mine. I'm cool. Now we all going to jail because some shit that you did. No, I ain't doing that. Mama raised me better than that.
I want to say this to you and Jerica Van out the door. Okay. When black people, when we stop doing bad, can't nobody make us look bad.
They can't.
Drop Squad 52. Dropping science to anyone who wants to catch it. Thanks, Wyatt.
Peace, Drop. Thanks for dropping in with us, man. Appreciate you engaging with us, bro. That's my time. I gotta go. Drop, and he got us up out of here. I appreciate Drop coming in. It's not over, but we'll be. It's not over, but we'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate you guys coming in and chiming in with me. Nothing but love. I'll holler at you on the other side. See you tomorrow right here at 1 o'clock. Peace and love.